One thing that people fail to realize when it comes to crypto, especially when it comes to the volatility of crypto, is that its physics are different, right? So the physics of like how liquidity enters and exits a blockchain is wildly different from how it enters and exits, say, a stock exchange like the New York Stock Exchange, right? The barrier to entry is zero, right? So anyone with an internet access can contribute and add liquidity to these platforms, which then will create that price movement that you see. So you like that. That's another thing that, and we're where we really, I think, have an edge right now, because we don't actually necessarily want to only be focused on cryptocurrencies, but we just that's where we see the most, where we see the greatest upside in the market right now, because people still don't understand how to research, say like a platform like Avalanche or something versus like a equity like Coinbase, right? The methodology is different because we've normalized anonymous teams and all these obvious things, right? So
Yeah, very interesting. I actually love there was a piece of content that you put out maybe it was a couple months ago, maybe it was a couple weeks ago. Time is not my forte. But it was basically when you were calling these politicians and like
yeah.
asking them about their investments and things like that. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like just expand and illuminate for people listening what that actually looks like, because I was personally shocked when I was watching that video.
Yeah, so I made a TikTok where I was just like calling a compilation of congressmen and senators
Mhm.
who are using insider information that they have access to as congressmen or senators, right? To profit in the financial market, specifically in stocks, right? And so what the issue for me on this type of thing that I wanted to highlight for people isn't necessarily that they're trading equities, right? Like that in and of itself doesn't bother me, but because one, they have to disclose every trade that they do because of their position in public office, right?
Mhm.
So that's one thing. Like they're legally obligated to show the trades they conduct. So many of these politicians who are sitting for decades, the volume of trades they do per week by definition means that they are not doing their job as congressmen or senators, or they have someone doing the trades for them, which is illegal, because you can't be doing 12 to 20 trades a week using that kind of information and getting those results without actually being like technically corrupt, right? And that's what I'm like. And this is not like, I'm not trying to like do hearsay and all that. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a politician and you're doing 20 trades a week, that like I don't do 20 trades a week. I know many successful hedge fund managers, day traders, whatever, who trade less than these people, right? And this is
Mhm.
not their profession. This is not what they're put there to do, right?
Mhm.
So to me, I just wanted to kind of illuminate, and make a little bit of fun content, just kind of helping people realize that, like, hey, these are senators and, like men, women across the country. There's no consistency. It's not just like men in the South. It's like, it's everybody, who are 100% gaming the system and, you know, dumping on their populaces, right? So one of the things I was doing is I was trying to pitch them on starting their own newsletters, right? Like how we are at
Yeah.
Palaview,
Mhm.
because and to only have it accessible to the people who are voting for them, right?
Right, right.
So
Vote for
it
me, I'll make you a little extra cash.
Yeah, and so it was also very funny to see, and like you'll see, if you go and watch that TikTok, you'll see that the people who, because unfortunately, I'm not able to call and talk directly to the politicians. I have to go speak to their staff, and so that's a big hole in what I'm doing. But it's also amazing to see like that these guys are like, oh, like they're totally ignorant to it, and they're completely caught off guard and really dislike what I'm pointing out to them, right?
Mhm.
So that was what was most rewarding to me. It was like offering those guys jobs,